We'll see. Came on him like slow cold. His beard was warmer than a looking glass. Sat on the stool and he said, "What do you want?" She said, "Give me a love that doesn't freeze up inside." He said, "I have melted some hearts in my time, dear. But to sit next to you, well, I shiver and shake. If I knew love, well, I don't think I'd be here. Asking myself if I've got what it takes to melt your icy blue heart. Should I stop? Turn what's been frozen for years into a river of tears. Thursday night. Good evening, good people. What's going down? What's shaking? What's happening? Steve-O, welcome from down under. Good to see y'all. Hope y'all doing well. Oh, man. I've been having fun with Pika Labs Social. Pika Social. That's been a fun I have some thoughts on Pika Social from a development standpoint, and from a how we're going to adopt AI standpoint. I think there's some really interesting things to learn from what they're doing. So we'll talk about that tonight. Champy's in fine form. He is in fine form tonight. What a week looking to get my dose of laughter tonight. Well, hopefully I got some comedy in me. Last night I was just a cranky little bitch. For no reason. Oh, I forget. What does Pika cost? I think Pika's like one of the normal video things. They probably got a $10 tier that's useless, and it's probably a $30 tier where you get some decent amount. The Pika Social App. So Pika's got two apps. They've got the Pika app where you do video generation, and then they have Pika Social, which is in limited preview right now. You can only get in if you have an invite, and if you get invited, then you get 3 invites. It's one of those things. It's iOS only, so it's the iOS app. And they're kind of, I don't want to say they're competing with TikTok. They have created a TikTok-like app. And right now it's free. I think they're just trying to understand what they've built and what they've got. I think it's a really interesting lesson in resisting the urge to add more and more features. It is a frustratingly limited feature set, and I actually think it's kind of smart. And I'll tell you what I mean in a bit. I'll show it to you. In fact, let me make sure my iPad's charged so we can play later. We will play later. Yes. Danielle's been having fun with it. Yeah, it's really fun. It's really they're really onto something here. Mr. IT, what's happening? Blue telescope, looking at the world tonight through a blue telescope. Wish I might not see what I see. Sheet metal on sheets of ice. Looking through this blue telescope down a moonstruck road tonight. Every time I see you now, get that look in my eye. Every time I see your mouth, I hear that smile. In the early misty morning light, I heard the engine turning in the old Ford outside. You were leaving me again today. You would convince me again today. Yeah. You're leaving this hard town, looking for someone else's golden ring. Should have said so long, Susanna. Hush now, don't you cry. So long, Susanna. Don't you cry for me. Do you know that ChatGPT5 Pro is now smarter than 99.9% of the humans on the planet? Did you know that? Tis true. Oh, man. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. Hope you're doing well tonight. Walk Chris, desperately hating his old place, dreaming to discover a new space. Walk Chris, desperately hating his old place, dreaming to discover a new space, buried himself alive inside his basement, tongue on the side of his face, man, working away on displacement, what it would take to survive. Cause when you're done with this world, you know the next is up to you. And for once in his life it was quiet, as he learned how to turn with the tides. and the sky was a flare and came up for air. All right. Enough bad song playing and bad song singing. Played with Pika AI today. So much fun. Yeah, Pika. I'll tell you what Pika's doing well. And I think their social app really exemplifies it. Most of the frontier model companies, most of the video companies, let me switch my videos here so the good people have a good view. This simulcasting on TikTok and YouTube is special. It's something we've chosen to do. Who is not smarter other than Pate? Exactly. I would say Pate's probably right up there. What was I talking about? Pika. What's Pika doing well? Okay. So most of the frontier model companies, most of the creative companies, the image generator companies, the video generator companies, the song generator companies, are kind of assuming that their audience wants to geek out. I don't know. Oh, don't worry. Okay. They assume that their users are going to be people that want to geek out on prompting, that want lots of controls. If you look at a tool like Leonardo.ai, it's got all sorts of shit in it, right? And all sorts of different features and dials. And it's like the cockpit of a 747, and you can tweak it and you can make LoRa's and styles and whatever, videos, images, all that stuff. What Pika's doing is they're kind of they're experimenting with like the video generation equivalent of casual gaming. So remember, we used to have these big AAA video games, right? And then like the iPhone came along and the App Store came along, and this whole idea of casual gaming where you can just have a game that you can just play with your thumb while you're standing in line, just casual dicking around, right? You know, shoot basketballs at a basket or ski a ball down a hill, whatever it is. Pika is essentially pre-prompting their video model and putting it behind buttons, right? And so you can just go in and you type in a subject, and then you can say, turn this into a video where you peel the subject off like a sticker, or you crumple it up like paper, and they've added sound effects in. So they're basically taking a few tools, duct taping them together with a clever prompt, and putting a button in front of it. What they're doing with Pika Social is you've got a thing that looks like TikTok. Pika Social. Pika. All right, I've got 14%, so I should be okay. Okay, so you've got right? You got your share button, you got your comment, you got your heart, you got your plus button, you got your profile. Everything's just like TikTok, right? All right. So, what's different? Well, it's 100% AI generated, and it's 100% photo to lip sync, or like photo to dance. So you can't even record yourself. You can't record video of yourself and have it modify that. And I think they're doing that on purpose. I find it really fascinating. So if I go plus, it's saying take a picture of yourself. So I'm going to be like, you know, I take a lovely picture of myself. I can't record video. There's a little animate button at the bottom. There's a little audio thing at the top. So again, just like TikTok. And then these things on the side. AI speech. So you can have AI synthesize it or you can record it, change the look, and add a performance. Now, if I add the performance, there's lip sync, fast rap, emotional singing, TED Talk, sad, playful, sassy, and then you can describe your performance. So what these do, if you click on them, is they in the background they add a prompt, but you can also just type in a prompt. And then if you go to looks, edit look error, still in preview. Let's go. Come on. You can do it. Network connection was lost. Oh, this keeps happening on my iPad. I think it's my shitty Wi-Fi. Let me pop out of that app, pop back in, go there. When we quit the app, come back in. Do plus, take a picture. Okay. Edit look. Okay. So there we are. And then I can just go like hair color, pink, bang. And it's going to add pink hair color. Tell the boys to get off Call of Duty. So, so that's that done. And then I can go add sound. And I can do AI speech. And let's see, I can do Southern Dude.
Hello, this is your clone voice. Thanks for using Pika.
Or I can just record something. Well, you're not just special. Look at me with my little pink hair. Do you like my pink hair? I like my pink hair. You know what I should do? I should put on my pink bow with my pink hair. All right. So that should be awesome. Well, you're not just special. Look at me with my little pink hair. Do you like my pink hair? Right? I like my solid performance. That's award-winning acting. I have well, you're not just special. Shh. Calm down. I have a fine arts degree in acting. So you can tell that there, right? And so now we recorded that sound. We've got that picture, and we'll just animate it. And now that's going to turn it into a thing. This is the whole app. So the whole app is you take a picture of yourself, modify it somehow, add some sound to it, and it does the lip sync. You can also take anyone else's video. If you like their video, you can use their look, their sound, their motion, or all three. So you basically just say, I want to make a version of me in their video. And then you take a picture of yourself and it applies all their crap to you. Right? And then off we go. So here's what I think's interesting about this. They're training us. They're training us to get creative with AI generated video. And at the same time, they're training us to accept that an all AI video channel isn't necessarily a bad thing, right? One of the tropes in society right now is, well, was it AI generated? With the pursed lips. Listen here, little mister. Did you use AI to generate this? Because if you did, you're an awful person. Right? And they get that shitty look on their face and they're all judgmental. And you're like, I was just fucking around and having fun. Well, aren't you just the art thief of the century? Stealing from all those artists. World's greatest plagiarism machine. Aren't you proud of yourself? Right? Well, and I'm just special. Look at me with my little pink hair. You like my pink hair? I like my pink hair. You know what I should do? I should put on my pink bow with my pink hair. Well, and I'm just special. That's pretty good. So I'm going to put the caption, where's my pink bow? Where's my pink bow? Question mark. And then we're going to post that. And so now, if you're on the Pika Social App, you may run in.
And I'm just special. Look at me with my little pink hair. You like my pink hair? I like my pink hair. You know what I should do? I should put on my pink bow with my pink hair.
It's actually the lip sync animation is actually really good. Okay. So you've got all these people who are not using AI, clutching their pearls about was it AI generated or not. And listen, I understand the fear of where that comes from is if someone puts out a video of me that's a deep fake that is disparaging or misleading or whatever it might be, that's dangerous, right? So I think the sentiment for where the concern comes from is fair, but it completely discounts all of the other possible use cases of this kind of technology, like making a stupid, silly video or making a social network where people could just make silly AI videos and share them with one another and have some fun. Right? Play first. There's also a lesson here in we all now have access to APIs and incredibly powerful models where you could put together a social network that is a combination of Instagram and TikTok and AI generated stuff and non-AI generated stuff and just mix it all together. What they've chosen to do is just say, no, we're going to lean into it. We're an AI video generating tool. We've got this cool lip sync feature. What if we just did an app that takes that one feature and just does it really well? Now, are they going to expand over time? They might. But right now, there's something about the simplicity of that. They could easily add text to video, video to video, image to video, but they're not. They're just saying photo to lip sync. In fact, you can only take a selfie. You can't upload an image unless tell me if I'm wrong on that, Danielle, but I don't think you can. The way I did it last night was I made a really cool person in Midjourney, and then I basically just flipped my phone around to my screen and I took a picture of the Midjourney image like it was a selfie. Saw this online. Don't be a prostitute. Yeah, exactly. All I know right now, James Duder, all the AI customer service sucks. Oops, I mean pretty bad. You can say sucks here. Yep, plagiarized an episode of Seinfeld, I think. Just kidding. Hey, Kyle, I was watching The Irregulars on Netflix earlier. Oh, that's really funny. Man, I can't read. Oh, there we go. That's better. I looked up and saw the Pika video. that Pika video, the animation in that's really good, isn't it?
Well, and I'm just special. Look at me with my little pink hair. You like my pink hair? I like my pink hair. You know what I should do? I should put on my pink bow with my pink hair.
I'm a professional. Oh, man. A couple of people still trying to find the app. Okay, so if you go in the App Store, let me go in the App Store and find it for you. It's iOS only, so that means Apple mobile devices only. Where's my App Store? Oh, there it is. Pika. Search. Okay. So if you look here, you see that one that says Pika AI Video? That's not the social app. These two that say Pika Art and whatever, Pika something Labs, those are knockoff apps. All right, the one you're going to look for is the one with the Chinese, I assume Asian woman. And notice how the little Pika rabbit is in 3D Chrome, and it says Pika Social AI Video. That's the one. Now you're going to need a code for that. If you're a member of the AI Salon, which you should be, and you go to the Irregulars, which is down in Clubs and Hubs. Yeah, I changed my tab. You can share. Danielle, 3 posts down, Danielle did a post that's got a code in it. I don't know if this code is still live, but if it is, Android, no Android, not right now, just iOS. So not only do we get blue bubbles and you get green ones, which is embarrassing, you don't get Pika Social. You got to be on the iOS train, people. It's a class thing. It's digital classism. It isn't actually a rabbit. It's a Pika, a small aminal that looks like a mix between a mouse and a rabbit. Fantastic. I did not know that. How do they Pika monetize the app, or what do you think their game plan is? That's a great question, David. I mean, right now, this is in sort of like alpha testing or like, private beta testing or whatever they call it. So right now they're just testing it. They make money on their video generation site by charging subscriptions. This social app might just be an experiment. It might be a kind of thing like they roll commerce into it. So imagine, so they've got all these templates. Like one of the things Pika's really good at is they figure out some prepackaged things to be able to let you just push a button and it makes magical results. Well, imagine them being able to do that with social shopping, where you could just take a snapshot of yourself and then you could put yourself in 7 different locations, holding up a product, selling that product. So just like people sell shit on TikTok, there could be a whole model around social selling. Could be advertising. I doubt it's going to be that, but it could be. They'll likely also take what they're learning from this lip syncing in this little social app, migrate that back to the web so you can do more sophisticated kind of animations for normal video projects, whatever normal is moving forward. So I don't know. I don't know a ton about their business model, but right now they're making money with subscriptions. All of these companies, I would be shocked, with maybe the exception of Midjourney, I would be shocked if any of these major frontier model companies or major video, image, sound companies, if they're making any money. I'm sure they're all bleeding money right now, right? They're buying as many GPUs as they can. They're getting as many users as they can, right? Right now, it's the audience grab. They're trying to get as many audiences hooked on their platforms as possible, right? One of the smartest things that OpenAI's done in the past 2 or 3 months is they turned on memory, right? So ChatGPT now knows all of your chats for the past year or so. So you can say, hey, based on what we've talked about in the past year, what are some ideas that I've brought up that I never pursued? And it'll give you a list of them. Once that's turned on, you're not going to want to stray very far from that. You want to keep adding to that memory, right? So they're all trying to figure out what's their sticky advantage that people won't leave. And I think that social app is an interesting one, where if people really get into making these crazy AI videos, and it's just a world of crazy AI videos, then there's none of that weird ass bullshit. Was this AI generated? Yeah, all of it's AI generated. And who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? Right? The only reason you should give a shit if something is AI generated is if someone is trying to fraudulently deceive you. And in that case, there are actual laws on the books that prevent that. It's independent of technology. People can deceive you using non-AI, right? I mean, the last 20 years has been nothing but bizarre, fucking strange ass misinformation. Oh man, keep them, lick them into their ecosystem. Exactly. It's the corner drug dealer phase. Yeah, give out some freebies. This is totally it. You want a little bump? You want a little bump? Some pretty good stuff this week. Yeah, exactly. Lock them in. That's it. Source Camp. I'm loving OpenAI's memory. No more searching individual chats. I know. Thank God. That was a mess. They will eventually have cloud storage memory and sell it at a premium. I agree with that. Actually, I'll tell you, probably a really good business is, and I'm trying to think how you would do this. I guess you'd have to have all sorts of your own data storage and APIs. And I don't know, you could probably do it with web scraping. But imagine a service that you could subscribe to that actually provides memory across services. Like, wouldn't it be amazing that I could not only search through my ChatGPT history, but Claude and Perplexity, but also things like Midjourney, and I could be like, hey, which video service did I do that video with the Civil War guys? Oh, that was in Luma Labs. Here's the link to it, right? That would be huge, because one of the things we talk about here in the AI Learning Lab is play. Right? And just go play with as many tools as possible. Just figure out what the stuff does. Figure out what the capabilities are. If you're anything like me, you've got crap everywhere. It's just like social media. Like, how many social media accounts did you start over the past 20 years that are just orphaned out there swinging in the wind, right? Same with all these AI tools. But with something like universal memory, maybe it's a blockchain enabled memory where you can opt in for your different services. That would be pretty slick. Maybe an agent could do that memory across platforms thing. Yeah, exactly. And that's why, a lot of people right now are like, well, it's just going to take all of our jobs, and what do we do? Well, you now have the equivalent of like PhD level employees that work for you. And those employees are going to get smarter and smarter and more autonomous, where you can just turn them loose to go do stuff. So as these tools get better and smarter and can do all this stuff, you're going to have ideas like, wouldn't it be cool if blank, go start that business. I think entrepreneurship is going to skyrocket. It's going to skyrocket because a lot of people are going to get laid off. They're going to be like, holy fuck, what do I do? Let me go apply for jobs. Oh, there are no more of my jobs. Well, now what do I do? Well, maybe I should look at this thing that caused my my unemployment, my underemployment, and learn about it. Oh, I didn't know it could do that. Oh, I didn't know it could do that. Hey, wait, if I take my skill of the thing I used to do and my dream of the thing I've always wanted to do, and I use these AI tools as an amplifier of my skills, holy shit, I could start a new business that I would love. We're going to see a ton of that. And those companies are likely going to hire trusted people that can do things that the founder isn't good at. And sure, the founder can use AI to do a bunch of that stuff, but that can get kind of lonely. So what we're likely going to see is 2, 3, 4, 10, somewhere between 2 and 10 person companies that are operating like they're 150, 200, 500 person companies. It's going to be insane. Now, the fact that you're here watching this means you're ahead of people, but there's a lot of people right now just sitting on the sidelines like, I don't like it. I don't like it. The robots are going to kill us. I don't like it one bit. Taking the jobs is stealing from the people. The people being pissed off right now at AI, I completely understand it. Even the gray and not so gray areas of how these models were trained, that was like unethical and they shouldn't have done it, but they did it. Like, you can be pissed off that they did it, but they did it. And because they did it, these models now exist. And because these models now exist and they're this good, they're not going away. there is like just ridiculous amounts of money being pumped into this sector. Ridiculous amounts. 24-year-old engineers getting $250 million signing bonuses. Oh, I do not see a pinned comment right now. All the faces tonight are absolutely classic. I just dropped the code in Irregulars for the Chat Social App. Wait, in Irregulars Chat for the Pika Social App. Okay, so look, for those of you who went and got the Pika Social App, but you don't have a code, Silver Fox is your best friend. She put it in the chat. So go into the Irregulars channel, Irregulars AI Learning Lab, and then let's see, Lori Blair. Should you get it, user TTWV. All right, use my code. I think she's got 3. If she's like a normal human being like me, she got 3. All right? We create whatever the hell comes to mind, and eventually something shakes out. Yep. It can have my job if it will also pay my bills so I can do the thing that I want to do as a kid, have fun. I think that starts to be where we go. The transition period's going to suck. Like, to be clear, people are going to lose their jobs. They're going to be more pissed off than ever. And over the next 5 years, we'll start to figure it out. People will adapt. People adapt. We adapted to the Industrial Revolution. We adapted to the steam engine. We adapted to the tractor on farms that displaced 80% of farm workers. Now, that took 4 decades. And what we're going to see is probably going to be half a decade, maybe a full decade, where we're going to see similar kinds of displacement. But we're also being given this knowledge tool's been democratized and given to us all. So I'm exactly as normal as you, Kyle. Exactly. Oh man. Okay, so let me share something here. This image. This is, as of today, I think. This is trackingai.org. So basically what this organization does is they take every new large language model that comes out and they have it take the Mensa Norway quiz, the IQ test. And they do it multiple times per model. And you can see most models got to the sort of center of the hump here, which is basically the human average IQ of 100. Right? And then you've got distributions that go down and you've got distributions that go up. This thing all the way out to the right here is ChatGPT5 Pro. And it hit an IQ of 148 today. 148. Smarter than 99.9% of people on the planet. So all of the people that said large language models can't get us here were wrong. It got us here. Now, GPT-5 Pro, it's $200 a month, and it uses massive computer resources for every prompt. One of the things Altman said is he thinks he's going to give a handful of GPT Pro instances to $20 a month people. Like maybe we get 5 a month or something like that. But if you've got a really tough problem that you want to crack, throw it into GPT-5 Pro, and it can likely be 148 IQ. They said Einstein was in the 160 to 180 estimated range. So we're not quite at Einstein yet, but we're at the 99.9% of all people's intelligence, right? So that's kind of crazy. So that happened today. And then I want to show you another thing, which is just bonkers. I got to find it. Here it is. Okay. You can hear that, right? Right, Brandon? Do you need to join the Irregulars? No, if you go in and join, David, if you go in and join the AI Salon, if you go to community.thesalon.ai, so that URL with community at the beginning of it, community.thesalon.ai, that'll take you to the community site. Just sign up for it there. If you scroll down the left-hand side, you should see the Irregulars under Clubs and Hubs. And then if you just click on that, you go in there. That's where you can see those posts that have the codes. Okay? Beautiful. So what I'm showing you right here is a little minute-long movie about the China's in Beijing today. They kicked off the Humanoid Robot Games. Yes, they did.
首先，我们迎来的是他们采用5乘5的并列组获得者，站在中间的。现在看到的现场正在
Soccer. Oh no!
有位成员受伤了，现在我们的人类救援人员上去把进入。
Boxing.
接下来我们即将看到的是。
Now, strange as that is, I don't think it's going to be strange for long. I don't think it's going to be strange for long at all. The rapid progression that we've seen in large language models over the past 2.5 and 3 years, we're going to start to see in humanoid robots, and they're going to get cheaper, and they're going to be marketed to consumers. China's going all in on this. So part of what this event is to get people used to seeing them, used to seeing their capabilities. This to me feels like one of those videos that we will look at 5 years from now, and they'll have these robots that are running faster than any human, right? This will become a technology capability thing. And I could see there being different countries competing, like showing off their technology, right? I can absolutely see this being a thing that gets really big. If where your mind is right now is, it will never be normal to see a robot walking down the street. Well, if you've played with ChatGPT 3 years ago, you would probably argue you would never find it normal that you can just say to a computer, write me, an epic poem in iambic pentameter about quantum physics, and it'll just write it for you. Or it'll just, You just tell Lovable to write you a program of a video game that your kid came up with the idea on a beach, and you get back home and you're like, hey, make this game for me. And 10 minutes later, your kid is playing a video game that the computer programmed. We have normalized so much remarkable capability in the past 2.5 years, just on this channel alone. Like, I don't know about you. Like, I do this every fucking night. Every night. And sometimes when I do I just do the basic parlor trick. Write me a poem about quantum physics, and it just goes. It's remarkable, right? Same thing's going to happen with robots. The first one you're going to see, you're going to be like, oh my God, everyone will be taking a picture of it. And then 2 months later, there'll be 10. And then a year later, we'll be shopping with those robots. And there'll be funny videos of a robot losing its mind and tripping and knocking down a bunch of cans in the grocery store. Yeah, self-driving cars in San Francisco was weird until it wasn't. Now Teslas are driving around Austin. It's weird until it wasn't. So it's just crazy what's coming. It sounds like we've got some new folks here, which I'm really excited about. If you're new here, first of all, welcome. My name's Kyle Shannon. Let's see, Ryan. Kind of makes sense. Humanoid is more familiar as opposed to the robot in Interstellar or HAL. I think we'll see specialty robots. The thing about humanoid robots is our entire world is built for us, right? So while you could make specialized robots that are really, efficient at a particular thing, just like large language models being generalized intelligence, generalized knowledge, having a humanoid robot can be generalized, physical work. So we've got knowledge work with the LLMs and with all the other models out there. And then we've got this for physical work. Okay, let's see. Waymo driverless cars are all something. That's what God says. Yeah, well, I don't think this is a God thing. I really don't. The whole thing about, we're acting like God, and if this is sentient beings and things like that, I don't think it's that. I understand the fear, right? And I understand it's very easy to demonize the technology companies and go, oh, they're playing God. No, what they're doing is they've discovered a technology that can provide us remarkable access to knowledge and do that in this generalized way. And the way I think about it is not like us in competition with that intelligence, but more like us augmenting ourselves with that intelligence. So like my experience here and the experience of a lot of the people in the AI Salon is not that AI is this awesome thing that like a vending machine, like you put in your prompt and out comes genius results. That's not how this shit works. You put in your prompt and shit comes out of that thing most of the time. The way you do it is you say, okay, if it's not the genius, then it's still about my intention and my meaning. Okay, but I worry about the people that control the prompts. We control the prompts. You mean you worry about the frontier model companies that are making the models? The one above it. I meant in the context that it was something to work for us. Well, yeah, I mean, I think ultimately the humanoid robots will work for us. It is in all of the robot building companies' interest to sell as many as possible. And so if they just use the robots to repress us, then they don't sell as much shit. So they want us to want robots. They want us to use these things. TikTok pin. I want a robot that can do my dishes and remind me why I just walked in the other room. Exactly. And like, that's the kind of thing that I think we'll get. Again, I think that's the kind of thing I think will normalize. I don't disagree with you that you are very right to be skeptical that OpenAI or XAI or Google or Meta or any of them are going to inherently do the right thing. Whatever the right thing is, we should be skeptical that they're not going to do that. But there's something happening at scale that I don't think I've ever seen before. We saw it a little bit with the internet, but every time a frontier model company puts out a model, we get an open source model either from China or from the US that is nearly as good or as good and sometimes better than that model from the frontier company, fully open sourced. If you've got the fully open source models with the weights, you can train them to be however you want. So if you think that the safety measures that OpenAI is putting into their models, you don't agree with their politics, or you don't agree with their definition of safety, and you don't like Anthropic's, well, go to one of the open source models and train it yourself. Do it yourself. And put it in the marketplace. I mean, this is... One of the things that drives me a bit crazy right now is people that are on the sidelines with AI are talking about AI like it's being done to us. It's only going to be done to you if you don't use it. Right? It's not like they're making all these discoveries and all this incredible progress and they're keeping it behind the firewall and only giving it to their highest paying customers, right? That's the way AI's been for decades. What they're doing is they're putting it in our hands. So we get to play with this stuff. The 98.5% of people that are not engineers have access to the best models in the world. And way more than 50% of people, at least in America, are on the sidelines going, I don't like it. I don't want to deal with it. It's one of the most profoundly powerful technologies in the history of humanity. It's not going away. And you have two choices. And listen, I could be wrong. Maybe it is going away, but I can't see a path where it goes away. So if it's not going away, you have two choices. There's two. It's binary. You deal with it or you don't. And if you're sitting on the sidelines pissed off about it, and you're just watching this bullet train fucking take off, AI is going to happen to you. If you're like, I don't like it one bit, but you know what? Fuck it. I'll show up at the AI Learning Lab. I'll listen to this fucking lunatic rant about how it's inevitable. And maybe I'll try it. Maybe I'll make a kid's book for my kid. Oh my God, that's so cool. Can it make pictures? Oh my God, it made pictures. It'd be nice if that were a song. Wait, you can make that into a song too? Holy shit. Right? What we regularly experience in here is not this adversarial relationship with AI, but this relationship where it's like, I still get to have my agency as a human being to say, here's what I want in the world. Here's the audience I want to do this for. Here's how I want to impact them. Here's an idea that I have. Here's an idea that I had when I was 7, that when stepdaddy told me I wasn't talented, I sort of shut that idea down. And you know what? I just remembered it. And let me go to ChatGPT. Hey, I had this idea when I was 7. Oh my God, that's a great idea. Here, let me help you articulate that and expand it. Holy shit. And all of a sudden, people are in here reinventing themselves. The amount of people who have come out of retirement in the AI Salon and in the AI Learning Lab is remarkable. They were like, yeah, I'm done. And they're like, holy shit, this is the most exciting. I feel like I'm 7 again. It's fucking amazing. All right, TikTok pin. Oops, and black bar. I can't believe you didn't yell at me for the black bar. Will Smith is sitting over there saying, hold my beer. Exactly. At a minimum, you owe it to yourself to just play with these things. Don't take them seriously. Here's the thing. If you try AI and you hate it, cool. But I mean, really try it. Like, really try it on for size. Like, go in and take something that you're really passionate about, something you really know. Like, maybe you're into gardening, and go in and see what it knows about gardening. And then take something that you're really shitty at. Like, maybe you're really shitty at math. Like, I'm really shitty at math. Like, really shitty at math. But I can go in now and it can do math. And you might have heard from people, oh, AI is not good at math. No, AI wasn't good at math, and now it is. It wasn't good at math, and then they figured out ways to make it good at math. Like, it can write its own Python code, which is code that you use to do math, among other things. And it can write and execute its own Python code and do complicated math. Now, is it always perfect? No. But I'll tell you something that'll blow your mind. If you take something where you think, you know in your heart, you're horrible at that thing. I could never be a coder because my mind just doesn't work like that. I don't have the attention span for it. And you go to lovable.dev. Let's go there right now. Archetypal, 2 YouTube comments. Wasn't good at math until 2 weeks ago when it won the gold medal in the math competition. Exactly. There's basically a 0% chance that everything goes fully right or wrong direction. It boils down to who is the most effective. And cooperation always wins game theory in the long term. Here's a really cool dynamic. Oh, do I have to change my tab? Yes. Here's a really cool dynamic. The frontier model companies are populated with engineers and mathematicians, right? Heavy left brain, logical, intelligent, process systems, math, coding, right? Almost none of them have any creative people in them. None. They are building tools that are called large language models. What I can promise you right now is that the engineers that are building these tools have no idea how the 98% of us that are not engineers and heavy geeks are going to use these tools. We have a disproportionately impactful influence on how these tools are going to be used than we may realize. No, we didn't build them, and no, we're not writing the prompts that control them and make them safe and all that sort of stuff. But we're using them, and we're building things, and we're putting things in the world. And if rather than just sitting on the sidelines pissed off, we go, oh, you know what would make it better? If we made some things out of these AI tools that really thought about humans first and technology second, because the frontier model companies certainly aren't doing that. We can do that. Well, how do you do that? I don't know. You just use things to make shit that is more human-centric. Take whatever you're passionate about and use the tools to do that, right? So, like, we are not passive bystanders. at all, right? At all. In fact, Sam Altman talks all the time about they put things in the world early so that they can see how people use them to go, oh, we didn't know people would use it that way. Let's figure out how to support that. All right. Relevant spotlight comment. OpenAI figured out immediately that iterating hundreds of millions of times beats the pants off a few hundred engineers trying to guess. Yeah, exactly. The reinforcement learning thing. I was grilling an econ professor of mine about Black Skulls theory pretty hard. I don't know Black Skulls theory, but we could go there and do it. Anyway, let me show you. We can go to ChatGPT. I just don't know what that is. I've heard of it before, but I don't know it off the top of my head. And at one point, he just made an analogy. I'm just a carpenter. That's interesting. If the tool works, it works. Yeah. And this is so. David Shapiro talks a lot about the Industrial Revolution, and the steam engine augmented our physical strength, and generative AI is augmenting our intellect, right? Our intellectual strength. Both, massively transformative. We didn't think we would get displaced like this. Just like I'm sure the farmers in the late 1800s didn't think they were going to get displaced. Dana, they said the same thing when computers came into homes, and now everyone has one in their pocket. Yeah, like we've got crazy ass computers in our pocket now. Okay, if you've not seen Lovable before, and this is the thing of, if you've told yourself that you can never do programming, I'll just do my favorite one. I want you to build me an exact clone of the original Space Invaders video game with sound effects and scoring and playability. I want you to make the color version, not just the black and white. All right. So I just typed in what I would consider a really crappy prompt. And now if I click the code mode, you can actually watch this thing. So it's set up this whole environment for all of the different files. And for every one of these files, it's actually writing code for them. It's not copying and pasting this code. It's actually writing the code. So here's index.html. That's already written. So it's spinning up the preview. So what did it say here? It said, I'll build you a colorful Space Invaders clone with classic gameplay elements. The features in this version: player ship with left-right movement and shooting, grid of colored alien invaders, collision detection with explosions. Like it knows what I meant when I said make me a game. It knows what it needs to build. It knows how to structure an application. And in a few minutes here, we're going to be able to play this game. All right, TikTok pin. For better or worse, I finally have a tool that can move as fast as my brain. Yeah, that's the other thing. The other thing that is so inspiring about this AI shit, when you get into it, when you shift out of this mode that AI is this thing off to the side that's going to replace me, and you shift it in front of you and say, no, I'm in control. I'm the conductor of this orchestra. And the more AI tools that I can learn, the more instruments I have in my orchestra. And what I can do is I can just sit there as the conductor and I can go, oh, I have an idea. Let me start out in ChatGPT and organize my thoughts. And let me go over to this thing and make some pretty pictures. And let me go over to that thing and make some movies. And within 15 or 20 minutes, you can take what was just a vapor of an idea in your head and be looking at a TV commercial about it, or playing a video game, or have a 10-page investor deck right? Maybe you were at some dinner party and you spouted off your mouth some big idea, like, I have this idea for a thing, and there was an investor there, and the investor said, well, do you have an investor deck? And you're like, yeah, okay, let me send it to me tomorrow. Okay. In the olden timey world, you'd be screwed. With AI, you can go, hey, here's this idea. I need an investor deck. Please go do some research, find all the competitors in this space, find the total addressable market, do all the investor best practices, and make me a 10-slide deck that follows Silicon Valley best practices. And 15 minutes later, you'll have something. We just asked for a Space Invaders game. Here it is. Let's see. All right. It doesn't have good logic. Uh-oh. But we're screwed. We're screwed. It doesn't have that collision detection. But anyway, you can't code? Now you can. And you know how you fix all the crap that's broken and the fact that the shapes look like shit? You tell it. You just go, I don't like those shapes, and the bullets shouldn't go through all the things. It should do a row at a time, and they come down too fast, and the stars in the background are too fast. Go fix that. And it goes and fixes it. Wild times. Wild times. Stacy Rodriguez. When they say you can build software, everyone is building games and calculator apps and card games, which is cool. But can we build software that is actually useful, like a CRM or accounting app? So, Stacy, let me show you something that I made. So if you go to project-cardboard.lovable.app, this is a ADHD-friendly project manager, like a to-do list kind of thing that I built in 3 hours because I was trying to get all my projects out of my head and on a whiteboard, and I figured out a cool way to organize them on a whiteboard. And I don't know why it's not loading. It might need to spin up the server. I haven't run this in a while. Within 3 hours, I had a functional project management app. Yeah, you can make anything you want. Like, if the reason games are easy is you can know if a game works or not, right? You know what they look like, you know what they play like. Yeah, this is not working. Strange. Let me go back to Lovable and log into my dashboard. Maybe I need to update something. All right, what's going on here? Oh, it did a security assessment. But yes, you can. Where's the dog? The dog is over on the bed. Yes, sir.
There you go. First of all, we're about to lose our TikTok pin, so hang on 1 second.
All right.
Now you got that song stuck in my head, so thank you. Your Supabase project probably spun down. If I paused it because of inactivity, since it's been a while.
Oh yeah, inactive. Yeah.
So that's one thing to call out if you're doing anything on any of these vibe coding sites that's using Supabase. Supabase, if you don't actively use the project, it will shut down your server unless you're paying for it.
Got it. Okay.
Kelly's pin's back up, by the way.
Okay. I came up with a new biz idea, and 1 hour later, I had a full PowerPoint presentation to, I assume, show for it. Oh, to investors. Yeah, there you go. Book them, Kyle. Yeah. So what happened there? Oh wait, it's back. It looks like it's back. Maybe it spun it back up. So I'll do Kyle@storymind.com. Failed to fetch. Yeah, it's not working. So thank you for that, Brandon. Yeah, my the database here, because I haven't used it in a while, it spun that thing down. But yeah, you can do any app that you want. You want to do a CRM? Someone did a CRM the other day. Actually, let's go do one. We'll do one. I thought this was a really clever thing. I want to make a CRM where the interface looks like Netflix, where each project is a movie poster and the people are cast members, something like that. Make it easy to use, easy to manage, and look absolutely fabulous. and if you wonder, can you say things like that? Yes, fabulous. Yes, you can. You can talk like an idiot to these things. You can have them talk like an idiot to you. You can talk very sternly and very direct to it. It understands language. It understands intent. It understands nuance. It understands jokes. If you're joking, that's funny that you called me a dum-dum. It's remarkable.
Does it understand how to read sticky notes?
No. TikTok question. Robbie, when will AI be able to create completely new types of AI for you? When will it engineer? I think we're at the beginning of that right now, Robbie. So, okay. So here are some hints that that's happening. For the first 2 years post ChatGPT, all of the frontier model companies were talking about wanting to achieve AGI. And AGI is artificial general intelligence, and that's the point at which, an AI system can do most of the tasks of most economically viable jobs. About 5 months ago, they all kind of like they coordinated, but it was within like a 3-week period. They all stopped talking about AGI and started talking about ASI, artificial superintelligence. That's where these things are basically smarter than all humans at all things. ChatGPT5 Pro, the high-end model, today just hit 148 on the Mensa IQ. It took, they did multiple passes at it. It hit a 148. Part of the acceleration that's happening is they're using reinforcement learning to have these things recursively self-improve. They're starting to do that process. So right now in the labs, these things are starting to teach themselves how to get better and better and better. I built a layoffs.fyi type tracker for higher ed actions in USA with some knowledge of, that's pretty cool, with some knowledge of coding. Yeah, like having just even a little bit of knowledge of coding, just understanding how code works and how it's structured, and it requires different files, and that there's a server and a database and a front end and things like that, and security and authentication. If you know the basic components of software, you can vibe code. Now, I think there's going to be a whole industry. If you're in here and you're actually a coder, if you're really good at coding, I'll tell you an industry that I think is going to be huge. And it's going to be vibe coding cleaning crews. Vibe coding cleaning crews who come in, and some, show off CEO decided to vibe code a CRM just like I did, and they're going to launch it, and they're going to lose all their data, and they're going to want someone who knows coding to come in and fix it. I think that's going to be huge. Mobile first app and AI analytics suite. So if we click on one of these, projects, people, Alex Rodriguez, that's pretty funny. But anyway, here's a Netflix-like CRM thing for projects. I don't know how to make a new one. All right, so right now this doesn't work. So I'm going to say, make this functional without a database. I'm fine with it losing info, but I want to be able to create new accounts and new people. All right, and now it'll go off and do that. And you can, there's just all sorts of stuff you can do. You can change the look and feel. You can, one of the things about vibe coding is a lot of the apps all look identical. Well, that's just because the people making them were too lazy to say, hey, I want it not to look like everyone else's app. Make it look more like this or that. Like this already looks different than most vibe coding apps. They all have that sort of white interface with the purple rounded corner blocks, things like that. All right. Acarium. Let's see. The real.aol. Great name. Oh, AOI. When it comes to issues of security, how can non-coders implement this? I'm sure you hear, yeah. Okay, so just like there was a famous, about 2 years ago, there was a famous instant where a lawyer, TikTok question, yeah, I got it. That's what I'm on. A lawyer wrote a legal brief and handed it to a judge. And the judge looked at the legal brief and he looked at the citations and he said, none of these cases exist. And the lawyer used ChatGPT to write the legal brief and didn't check the citations, right? The prior law. They were fake cases. That's not on ChatGPT. That's on the lawyer, right? Same thing with vibe coding. If you're going to vibe code a CRM just for a little fun experiment, you don't need to worry about security. Like you can put in authentication, things like that. But if you're going to deploy this app into your company or into the world, you damn well better understand the implications, right? So there are absolutely going to be scores and scores and scores of people who put apps into the world. There's I heard two or three stories today. They put apps into the world. They don't secure the data. They don't, whatever, put it on specialized servers that, aren't easily accessible, or they do backups of raw data. Whatever the security obvious mistakes are. And sophisticated hackers now have AI tools. They're going to be able to just take a Manus agent and say, go find me anything at lovable.app. Go find me any app at lovable.app that has the following 10 security vulnerabilities and go exploit them for me. And it'll just go do that. So if you don't know what you're doing, then get someone who does, right? Or have ChatGPT teach you what you need to know. The other thing that's going to happen is the application developers like Lovable, like they just raised $200 million on a $4 billion valuation. This is an 8-month-old company. They just raised $200 million. These things are going to get better and better and better at plugging those security holes for you. But that's not the stage of the industry we're at right now. The reason there's so much opportunity right now is all of the AI tools suck. They all suck. They're all janky. They're all broken. They hallucinate. They do crappy work. It's on you. Now, if you want to wait until these tools are bulletproof, that'll be 5 years from now. And all of the opportunity, all of your friends that decided to get into it now and figure it out and duct tape stuff together, they will have successful companies, and you'll be like, damn, I should have done that. The opportunity's right now, but also the risk is right now. So you gotta just hop on your horse and get rolling. Get rolling. Yeah, get disbarred got disbarred or reprimanded. So he certainly got reprimanded. I don't think he got disbarred. Rick Olson. When it comes to issues of security, how can coders implement this? That's what I just talked about. It's already happening. I just had to clean up a beast of a vibe coded app. There you go. Yeah, I was talking. I'm serious. Wait, Arcanum. Cool name. If you've got the skills to be able to go in and clean up a vibe coded app, fucking hang a shingle right now. And you could go to Lovable and vibe code your website for I'll fix your vibe coded app. I'm telling you, man. All right, these things still don't work. Completed. How do I make a new one? Yeah, dumb. All right, it didn't do it. Cinema RM. Here's stats. Let's do this. I'm gonna go to ChatGPT. Watch this. We'll do something fun for you, Arcanum. Here we go. So I'm gonna go. I'll do it with talking. I think I can dictate to it. All right. Can you hear me? Yes, you can hear me. Okay. So I want to create a website that is marketed toward vibe coders who have built an application using vibe coding that they're super proud of, but all of a sudden realize that it's got big security holes in it, or big parts of it don't work right, and they don't know what to do, period. I'm an expert coder, and I can go fix vibe coding apps. And I want a website that's super compelling, super clear, and awesome. All right, let's see if it heard what yes. All right, can you hear me? Yes. Okay, here we go. Think longer. Okay, so we're in auto mode of ChatGPT5. And I'm trying to think where I want to go do this. Do I want to do this at Lovable, or do I want to do this somewhere else? I could do this right within ChatGPT. Why don't we do it within ChatGPT? Oh, it's actually just making me the website. Oh, that's interesting. All right. Well, fuck it. Vibe app rescue. One-page website. All right, it's writing us our website now. And we'll be able to look at this here in a second. Do you use Claude Code at all? I haven't used Claude Code. Any of the things, I'm not a real coder, so any of the things like Cursor or Windsurf, I've used Replit Agent a little bit, but not a ton. I'm more of a front end guy and just an idea guy. So once I get into needing to track all of the different components myself, I'm like, fuck it, I'm tapping out. But was it Manus? Yeah, Manus today added Claude Code into Manus, and they're doing all of that stuff for you. So you can go into Manus right now into their developer mode and just tell it you want it to write an app, and it will do all of the database setup and all of the stuff that you normally have to configure within Claude Code and within Claude within Cursor. It's doing that for you. So I haven't played with that yet, but again, these things are going to get better and better and better. All right, let's look at our website. Here we go. Your vibe coded app ships fast. I make it safe, solid, and fast. Well, that's bad copy right there. There's case studies, sound familiar. So that looks like shit. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to close this. We're going to say, ChatGPT, that's fucking boring and awful. I'm going to say, why don't you write me a creative marketing brief I can give to an app developer? Okay. YouTube question. Out of curiosity, how does it know when to cut you off? If it's based on compute power it takes to answer the question. I don't understand what you mean when it knows how to cut you off. What's happening in ChatGPT5 right now is it's got these 3 different modes. Well, 4 if you're a pro member. It's got fast, like thinking light, so reasoning light, normal reasoning, and then pro reasoning. All of these reasoning models are you give it a prompt and it's got sort of an internal dialogue that it does. So all of these are basically just the amount of cycles that it allows itself to do before it gives you an answer. So pro, it just goes for a really long time before it gives you an answer. Mini is actually a different model, but it's just a smaller, lighter model that does the thinking. Fast is just like ChatGPT 4o, where you give it a prompt and it answers you. The auto mode is basically dynamically switching between these. And I don't know exactly what they're doing to analyze that, but that's what auto mode does. It's a routing model that basically says, based on what the person's asking for, I'm going to choose one of these different models to use. Okay, so here's our creative brief for the Vibe App Rescue. So we're just going to copy this, and we're going to go back to Lovable, and we're going to do a new app, and I'm just going to paste that brief into Lovable and say go. And so now this is, we'll see if this is any better. This should be better. Lovable's pretty good at this stuff. Do you do the same prompt in Grock to see the difference in the output? Carl, that's a great. Yes. So one of the things I love to do is take this same prompt and play in a bunch of different models. So go into Gemini, go into Grock, go into Anthropic, Claude, go into ChatGPT. Or if you want to play around with these agentic tools, do a prompt in Manus, do a prompt in GenSpark, and do a prompt in ChatGPT agent mode. And just see what they all do. See how long they take. See how sophisticated the answer is. Like we just did here. We were just over in ChatGPT. It made us kind of a crappy website. Then I just said, hey, ChatGPT, instead of writing me code, why don't you write me a creative brief? And so I just pasted that into Lovable. We'll see how it does. And yeah, you could paste this into other vibe coding apps for sure. That's a great way. That's a great. One of the things we talk about in the AI Salon is this idea of play first, mindfully create, generously lead, is what we call the cycle of AI readiness. And so that first one, that play thing, is rather than feeling like you've got to master a tool and you've got to make your work more efficient. No. What you have to actually understand is what these tools make possible. Because it's possible, it's likely that these things are way more capable than you think is even possible. And the only way you can find that is to play outside of the thing that you know that's this small. Just push the edges. Do creative things if you're not creative. Do coding things if you are creative. Do writing things if you're visual. Do visual things if you're a word person. Because in doing that, what you'll realize is, oh my God, I didn't know I could do that. And then all of a sudden, that's a new possibility in your brain. So when you get into the next phase, the mindfully create, hey, I've got a problem I want to solve. Now you understand the capabilities here, and you understand what you're asking is like, aren't some of these tools better at some things than the other? Yes. How do you know that? you got to play with them enough to understand, oh, okay, Claude's better at this thing. I like the way Claude does this. I like the way this one writes. I like the way this one does research. When it comes to images, okay, I've got one that I use for pretty art. I've got another one that I use for text and logos, right? The only way you're going to get there is to play. And seriously, think about yourself as an orchestrator, a conductor. And the more tools that you can learn the capabilities of, it's like you've got virtuoso musicians all around you, right? You need to know where to go and which musician to point to, but you can just sit there with your idea and go, ooh, I'll go try this tool for that. I'll try this tool for that. Ooh, those two work really well together, right? All right, what's this thing doing here? It's just making us a stupid website. Come on, man. Come on, man. Where's our website, man? It's got a bunch of JSON. It's got some tailwind action in it. Oh, here we're done. Working on Galaga. Yeah, exactly. The reason we do video games is video games are fun. There we go. This looks like a website, right? Your vibe-coded app ships fast. I make it safe, solid, and fast. Fast is wrong here. So we can actually go change this. Let me go edit this. Go edit. Then I can go. I make it safe, solid. Like I make it your vibe-coded. I make it safe, solid, and secure. Right? Boom. 30-minute triage call. Problems I fix fast. Security holes. Performance bottlenecks. Flaky features. Scaling nightmares. Here, let me get out of edit. User trust issues. Technical debt. Right? From crisis to confidence. Free 30-minute call to triage. How bad you fucked it up. 1 to 2 days, I'll do a health check. 1 to 2 weeks, I'll secure it and stabilize it. 2 to 4 weeks, I'll actually make it not suck. This is a fucking business. Boom. Done. I made a Galaga game in Perplexity Labs. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Perplexity is pretty good. But anyway, our Keenum and anyone else here who's a coder, I'm telling you, the orphan rescue industry in vibe coding is going to be big. It's going to be big. Now, you should also learn to vibe code, right? You can go in and you can fix fucked up vibe coding things, but you should actually understand which of these things are the good things. I would imagine that Cursor makes similar kinds of mistakes over and over again. I would assume that Lovable makes different kinds of mistakes over and over again. How do you know that? By playing with them, by doing it yourself. At some point, one of these things is going to fix their vibe coding platform so that they may not need you anymore. That would be a good thing to know if you're basing a whole business on fixing stuff, right? Lovable.dev/partners. There you go. I assume what that is a whole referral system that they've got for people to come in and unfuck up. Hire a lovable partner. There you go. Go sign up for this. Perfect. Yeah. Here's companies. How many are in here? 6, 8. There's 8 companies in here that will go fix lovable things. They just raised $200 million. They've got 100 million. Didn't they get to 100 million users, Brandon? I think they did. No, 200 million in investment, I thought. And I thought it was 100 million users. Anyway, whatever. But this is one company. There's only eight people that can fix stuff. Go sign up. Starting at $100 an hour, $75 an hour. Starting from $1,800, starting from $3,000, starting from $1,000. starting from $4,500 a month, starting at $10,000 a month, $200 an hour, right? Everyone's going to get laid off. Well, yeah, a bunch of people that are going to get laid off are going to start these companies and other companies and other companies and other companies, right? Because every one of these new things is going to create new problems that we'll need to go in and fix. We'll adapt. Adaptability. It is the skill of the next 5 years. Don't get too attached to what you built that's genius, because someone's going to steal it. or just AI will just do it, right? The thing it can't do right now, it's just going to do. And then every 3 weeks, there's new technology. The technology that you thought you knew 2 weeks ago is now different. It's now different again. Just adaptability, being nimble, being zen about, oh, shit changed. That thing that was broken, not broken anymore. Next, move it on. Okay. Who stole your song? I wonder why someone smarter than me isn't thinking about different refrigerant than water. Nothing creates opportunity quite like companies that underestimated how much they needed the people that they just laid off. That's going to be another one. Oh, we fucked up. We shouldn't have fired all those people, right? I'll come in with my SWAT team of 10 people and we'll write your company. That's a whole nother one. Okay. So I got to go. My voice is going. I haven't drunk enough water and I'm crispy. But I'm really glad there were some new people in here tonight. Go check out the AI Salon if you haven't. Go to community.thesalon.ai. And that's going to take you into our community. Sign up for it. Here's why. Nobody right now, nobody knows what the future is going to look like, knows how these tools are going to evolve, knows how the future of work is going to evolve, knows what are going to be the new jobs. The only way that I know that you can insulate yourself a little bit from what's coming is to be in a community of people that are trying to figure this AI stuff out as well. You don't want to be hanging out with people that are on the sidelines just pissed off about AI, because AI is going to hit them upside the head and it's going to be ugly. You want to be in a community with people that are trying to figure this out so that as new things come along, they're like, oh, I know what to do with that. And that'll give you an idea. And then you'll give someone else an idea. I talked before, play first, mindfully create, generously lead. The AI Salon is about people sharing what they learn and being generous in how they support other people. I don't know if you've noticed, if you're new here tonight, have you noticed that there's a lot of people in here that are like answering questions and doing things if I miss them? Those people are called the Irregulars. And they're irregular. We call them that because they're weird. They show up here night after night after night after night. A bunch of stuff that I've talked about tonight, they've heard me talk about before. You know what they do when they hear me talking about stuff they've heard before? They're off in AI playing with it, or they're in here answering questions. They're making relationships. They're building trust with people. That's what the AI Salon's about. Okay. Next Tuesday, we've got an AI Salon meet and greet. So go join the online community. And then next Tuesday, we have what we call a meet and greet. And it's a very special one because we're doing the official launch of the AI Readiness Training Program, which if you want to check it out, the site is now live. It's areyoureadyforai.com. And I think we have a banner in there, don't we? Yes. Is this it? Yeah. If you go to areyoureadyforai.com, right there, that's the AI Readiness Training Program. This is a very comprehensive program that was inspired by a bunch of, we did a 24-hour thing called AI Festivus last January. And the talks were really remarkable. And so this is all of those talks, but we extracted out of it what were the universal truths, what were the universal lessons we learned over that 24-hour period that can get you into the mindset to be successful about AI. That's what that program is. And then the last thing I'll talk about tonight, last little promo, is tomorrow night's what we call Friday night date night. So we'll do one of these again tomorrow night, and it'll be normal time, 8 o'clock. It's just a Friday night. Bring nachos or Hot Pockets, whatever you enjoy. But tomorrow at 11 a.m. Mountain Time on LinkedIn is what I call AI office hours. And it's basically just a 1 hour hangout with people who are part of the AI Salon, people that are part of this, some people that just come, from LinkedIn and just hang out there. It's really a remarkable group of people. So if you want to meet some people, come tomorrow for AI office hours. So how you find it is you go to my LinkedIn. So it's at Kyle Shannon on LinkedIn. I'm the CEO of Storyvine and the AI Salon, so you'll be able to find me. I look like this. My picture's there. So come to AI office hours tomorrow, and then come tomorrow night for this AI Learning Lab. All right. Woo! That was a rant tonight. But thank you all for hanging out. I really appreciate it. And all right. Looks like, let me just look at some comments here. Thank you, Ryan. Thanks for the nice words. Thanks for the good questions. By the way, I love questions in here. I even love questions. Sometimes people come in and like, isn't AI just evil? Like, they'll come in and be a little bit trolly. I don't mind trolly kind of answers or questions. Because one of the things I recognize is that this shit's scary. And especially if you're not in it, it's scarier. But even if you do get in it, you might have ethical concerns. You might have safety concerns. You might have, security concerns. You might have future of work concerns. Those are all really valid. My antidote to that is to be in the conversation. And so I absolutely love it when people come in here with those kind of questions, so long as they're willing to actually give it a shot, try it on, come in, have those questions, have those doubts, and play with AI. Play with it long enough until you have your first, what I call Kevin McAllister moment, right? Remember Home Alone? That moment? Once you have that moment with AI, you kind of can't unhave it. Once you actually get the generative part of AI, the G in GPT stands for generative. Once you get what that actually means and what it can do for your ideas and your projects and your work, it's hard to go back from it. And that's all I ask is try it enough that you have one of those moments. And then if at that point you're like, you know what, fuck it, I'm tapping out, I'm going to the woods, I'm going to dust off my prepper kit and go move to the woods, more power to you. But I think what you'll find is it can be very, very inspiring if you get into it. All right. The Real just joined the salon. Awesome. That's great. Great, great, great. Oh, I wasn't saying that you meant it in any way negative, Ryan. I was just saying sometimes people come in here and they do, and I'm fine with that too. I thought your questions were great and very productive. Good job, teacher. Thank you, Peter. I appreciate that. My grandson thinks AI is creepy and he works in pest control. There you go. All right, everyone. Have a good night. I'll see you at office hours tomorrow at 11, and then I'll see you back here tomorrow night for Friday night date night. All right. Peace out, everyone. Have a good night.